Saturday, and we're moving the airplane Saturday afternoon, and at 3 a.m. we're going to be moving the airplane overland to the water pick point in Hartford. But we're going up the night before, catch a couple Z's in the hotel before we have to be back at the New England Air Museum at 3 a.m. So it's just, rather than start driving at midnight, we figured we'd come up the night before, have a nice dinner, and stay in the hotel. That's the plan. Hopefully the weather, it's beautiful right now. Hopefully the weather holds off, and then we could do the crane lift onto the barge. Get that over with hopefully by 9:30 a.m. And we're in Connecticut on Saturday night. We're about 8 hours until 3 a.m. where we're going to be moving the airplane down into Hartford along the Connecticut River for the pick onto the barge. So we just popped out here the night before to make sure everything is still okay. Everything looks great. You can see how the airplane is loaded. Notice how it's blocked up underneath the nose gear. That's got the vertical tail fin a little lower for some of those clearances on the road trip down. So everything looks good, ready to go. The weather seems to be holding up. I hope we can get all the way down to the pick point and get it loaded on the barge.
We just did a final inspection with DOT and we're ready to go. Weather looks good. A little scare a couple days ago. The river was way above flood stage, but it subsided and it looks like we're in good shape. The tug's in position, the barge is in position, and the crane should be setting up now.
Still a little apprehensive. We're waiting for the state police to get here. Permits all in hand, everything's good. The only little glitch right now is just waiting for the police to show up.
First, we needed to get the Skyray to the Connecticut River. Easier said than done. Moving an oversized load on public streets is a bit of a challenge to say the least. This is where an accurate survey of the route is critical to the move like this. The overland route to Intrepid starts from the New England Air Museum and works its way to the Charter Oak Landing some 17 miles away. A trip like this could ordinarily take around 20 minutes, but when you're moving a 60-year-old fighter jet, things take a little longer. The convoy worked its way through commercial and residential roads at about 5 miles an hour before linking up with Interstate 91. Once on the highway, we picked up the pace, reaching speeds of 45 miles an hour at times. Power poles, low bridges, and basically anything that could be in the way needs to be accounted for. And on top of all this planning, you need to be prepared for any contingencies that may arise, like low wires, any changes to the route that may have happened since the last time we looked at it, or maybe the trees have grown. Apart from a little rain, this part of the move went smoothly. The only real concern was the final approach. We had a bit of a sharp turn down to the landing, but the skilled team from Bay Crane had no problem. This part of the move took about an hour. Well, we made it down to Charter Oak Landing. The over-the-road move, about 17 or so miles, was pretty uneventful. Cleared everything, cleared every corner. No power lines had to come down. It was a smooth move, so all the planning paid off. We're here now and getting set up for the crane lift over to the barge. That's the next step. Anytime you lift a large object, there are a lot of variables. Luckily, the crew at Bay Crane had done this more than once before. Things like weight, dimensions, wind, footings, etc. all come into play. Now, back in the day, the aircraft had a special harness to help lift it. The harness was provided to the military from Douglas Aircraft, and you can imagine getting your hands on one today would be a task in itself. Luckily, with our knowledge in moving airplanes and Bay Crane's experience in rigging and craning, we had no problems. Skyray was loaded onto the barge and set sail for its 30-hour journey down the Connecticut River through the Long Island Sound, down the East River, and then up the Hudson River to its new home at Intrepid. Stay tuned for the next episode when we crane the Skyray to the flight deck. You won't want to miss that.